It looks like they threw like mac and cheese on it.
This is our post-meat meal, the victory meal. Even though I didn't win, but you know, victory for doing the meat. So, New York system style hot weenies.
Oh, so good.
And what is this pizza called?
It's called the Captain Insano.
Captain Insano. This is from Pizza Heaven. So the name's already promising. What does this have on it?
Okay, so this is, there's chicken in there.
Chicken.
Or not. There's bacon.
Bacon.
There's onion rings.
Onion rings.
Fried, and then there's also fried jalapeno rings with some like cheese. I don't even know what that is.
Ooh. On top of like just regular cheese and sauce that already comes on a pizza with, what is this?
That's ranch dipping sauce.
Okay, I thought it was French. I just didn't want to say the wrong thing. Sick, dude. That is an amazing meal. I weighed in at my meat at 179 pounds. And at the end of the day, even after eating everything backstage, I was 180 pounds. So even at the end of the meet, I was still about 3 pounds under my actual weight class limit. So, gotta fix that. So I want to show you guys this. Don't freak out. Look at the size of the spider we just caught in the basement in the laundry room. Hold on. Can never really appreciate how big they are through camera, but I'd say it's a giant African brown nope spider. Nope. Look at that thing. That thing's big. Crazy, man. I'm gonna let this sucker go outside. Spiders are really good for the ecosystem. I'm gonna name him Herbie. What do you think? Should we keep it as a pet?
No.
Always progressively heavier, or would you ever do?
Eric Spoto, hands down, the best bench presser in the world. He's my favorite bencher for sure. Definitely my motivation when it comes to the bench press. He holds the world record of 722 pounds, weighing only 314 pounds, which is pretty crazy because guys like Krill and James Henderson and all them, you know, other 700 plus benchers, they all weigh around 400 pounds. On top of that, the way this guy moves weight is unreal. His arms are like pistons. He doesn't move weight like any other human does. Second would be Jeremy Hornstraw, in my opinion. He's like the under 300 pound version of this guy. So Jeremy and Eric Spoto. I've been emailing Eric since the last Mr. Olympia event where I met him, and he underwent shoulder surgery this year. But he wants to go for another world record. So when he's back to 100%, him and I are going to collaborate. And I want to get a big feature of him on my channel, just like I did with George Lehman. Check it out. In further news, this was a little early birthday present to myself. 15 years aged. Pretty good. It was a little post-meet. I got it the day of my meet when I was all done with the meet. So it was a little post-meet / early birthday celebration for myself. So yeah, if you guys are watching this, June 3rd, tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to upload this video on my exact birthday. I might. But June 3rd, this Wednesday, is my 24th birthday, which is insane. 24 years old. I feel like I need a walker. Like, that's so old. I can't believe it. But yeah, man, Wednesday, June 3rd, 1991. So, for my birthday, I'm going to be going to Block Island. Ariana booked me. She got us a hotel on Block Island overnight. Block Island's like this little island that's off of Rhode Island. You got to take a ferry to get to it. It's pretty cool. I love it. It's an awesome place. One of my favorite places. So, I'll be doing that Wednesday, staying overnight until Thursday. And, yeah. Perfect timing because I'm in my deload week following the meet. So we had the meet and then my birthday all within the same week. I'm deloading. Perfect timing. And then we're gonna kick it up a notch and get back into gear. I'm super excited to commence training once again. Going to be changing quite a few things up. Moving forward, I'm going to begin training with Josh Hancock, who is the current 74 kilogram weight class, which is 163 pounds, world champion in the IPF. His numbers are crazy. At 163 pounds, he totals what Candido totals while weighing 20 pounds less than him. He had a 15-20 total at this last Arnold Classic. He squats, close to 600 pounds. He deadlifts like 630 or more, and then he benches 390. He could possibly be going for a 400-pound bench press at Worlds in like 10 days or whenever it is. So, since he trains for the IPF specifically, I think jumping on board with him is going to be awesome. And he's going to tune me up and get me running. It am hysterically far away from being at any sort of a competitive level numbers-wise. I couldn't hang with any of the guys at Nationals right now. I definitely couldn't hang with any of the guys at Worlds. My numbers are laughable in comparison to any elite lifters. I 100% pay my respects to the elite lifters, and I look up to them, and I learn from all of them. If you are a better lifter than me, chances are I already look up to you, and I probably follow you right now for motivation. But I really do take this sport very seriously. I don't want anything handed to me, and I want to put in the work and earn my stripes. So I want to spend a lot of time getting my numbers way up. A couple of plans right off the bat that I want to change moving forward is no more grinders. No more grinders, no more failed reps. I want to stay away from even slow reps completely. That's really important. Obviously, I've failed a few squat reps during this last peak, which is definitely not good. And even when I don't fail reps, I don't want to even do grinders anymore. I want to keep my reps nice and clean so your CNS doesn't get programmed for grinders. And I'm going to really nitpick my form and technique on everything now. I'm going to sacrifice the weight, kick my ego, perfect my form and technique on the bench, on the squat, and I'm not going to let myself move up in weight until my form is completely perfect and my technique is on point. Not to say that I've half-assed it in the past, but you know, while training, say, for bench or whatever, I keep my form pretty clean, pretty happy with how my technique would be up to, like, say, 315 or so, and then after 320, 330, I might start letting the bar sink into my chest so I can push my chest off and get some of that momentum going, and that's inconsistency, and I don't like that inconsistency. So from now on, I'm going to really focus on a lot of spoto pressing type of movements, focus on pausing the bar right at the surface of the chest, not letting it sink down, and that's going to be hard because you have to put a lot of energy into stabilizing the bar now since it's not resting anymore. But if I build that strength up, that'll help me out a lot in contest. I'm going to work on making my pauses a lot longer in training too, just so I'm ready for the worst case scenarios. Squatting, been really happy with how my ankle mobility is coming along. No more knee pain. My knees felt great after this last meet, so I'm going to pretty up my form. I'm also going to work on controlling my descent when squatting. I kind of dive bomb into the hole, and it's worked for me as far as getting momentum to explode me back up, but in the long run, it's going to be bad for my knees, and as I get heavier in weight, it's going to end up holding me back because I'm going to be relying only on momentum to get out of the hole. So what I'm going to practice doing is controlling the descent about halfway down, and only for the last half of the rep, then speed it up to get that little stretch reflex. But I'm going to control it most of the way down. And these are things that I was aware of leading up to this last meet, but you don't want to try and change your style up on a lift, 2 weeks before a meet. That's no good. So I figured I would stick to what I know for this meet, get this meet done with, and then start making these changes. So I'm super excited. Obviously with my deadlift, I just got to continue working on the lockout. There's a bunch of things. I'm excited. So moving forward, I'll be training with Josh Hancock under his guidance, and I'm really looking forward to the strength gains that I want to make. I want to get my total up to 1,400. So speaking of total, a lot of talk has been said about me doing nationals. Before this meet, I talked about wanting to do nationals and wanting to qualify for them. The thing was, I wasn't really thinking ahead, and I'm so used to being a junior, because I've been 23 this whole time. I'm so used to being a junior in my meets that I was thinking I would qualify as a junior in this meet that I just did, and then be doing the junior category at nationals. I didn't think about the fact that I would actually be in the opens for nationals. Now, the idea of competing against the open in nationals doesn't scare me. Like, I know I would get destroyed. I would not place. It still could be fun for the experience. A lot of other national lifters have told me to do it just to get the experience in. It's a good time. It's totally different than doing a local meet. I've been putting a lot of thought into that, and I was thinking about maybe doing it just for the sake of getting the experience in. However, after thinking long and hard about it, I had to really ask myself, what do I want? Like, what do I want to do deep down? And I don't really want to get a plane ticket and book a hotel and spend all this energy and time competing to not even be at least a little competitive, to not even have a fighting chance. Like, I don't want to do that just for an experience. Nationals isn't going anywhere. I will get that experience eventually, but I decided that when I do go to nationals, I want to at least be able to put up what I think is a respectable fight, at least for myself. Even if I get my total up into the 1400s and it's still not good enough to place, I'm fine with that. But I want to feel like I'm happy with where I'm at and that I can put up a respectable fight for myself when I do go to the nationals. So what I think I'm going to do is actually hold off on nationals this year. I want to train really hard, probably do another meet around the same time as nationals, but keep it on the local level like this. I want to do, I think, one more local meet. And then I think after 3 meets, then I'll be very comfortable with myself in picking selections and attempts and all that. Just basically, I'll be comfortable with doing meets by then. This will also give me a lot of time to get my numbers way up. I really want to get my lifts up to what I think is respectable on a competitive level. And for me, that's getting my total into the 1400s. Lastly, my goal here on out is to actually hang at this body weight. Possibly even get slightly leaner. But I want to stay in the high 170s, 180 pound range. No more than 182 pounds. I want to stay there 24/7. Normally what I do is I kind of get heavier, 185, 190 pounds, and then I end up having to cut down for the meet. And the cutting really has not zapped my strength significantly at all, honestly, these last 2 meets. But it's still not optimal. So I want to optimize my chances going into a meet by basically hanging at this body weight, adapting my metabolism to this weight, so eventually I can eat more and more and more while still maintaining at this weight, and eventually, most importantly, adapt my strength to this body weight. Moving forward, I'm going to pick out another meet to do, probably in fall, right before 2015 ends. Go really hard under Josh Hancock's training, really focus on getting my numbers up, and then after this 3rd meet, then I will definitely set my sights on doing a national meet, probably in 2016. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And depending on how fast I progress, you never know. It could be nationals and then possibly even heading to worlds. You don't know. But I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm going to focus on right now, bettering myself and improving myself. Huge thank you to all of you who have supported me thus far, and I'm excited to keep moving forward. #made.